It was really good. It was really good. Back at it again. Sorry for no video last week. Just really couldn't think of anything. But we got today's video. It's going to be similar to another video that I posted previously. Just overall with the look. But in terms of information and value, it's going to be absolutely great. Especially when it comes to just becoming profitable, successful. Especially doing that quicker than most people. Most people spend 5+ years in the market with no profitability and no success, and it's because of the lack of doing the things and going through the steps and following the steps at the right time that I'm about to present y'all with, so then y'all can move quicker than most or quicker than what you would expect. So let's get straight to it. Step one is goals. Now, I don't mean goals as in financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. That's everyone's goals, period, regardless if you're trading or working a 9 to 5 job. Everyone wants to be financially free, be able to go where they go wherever they want, do whatever they want at whatever time, whenever, wherever. Who doesn't want to do that? And that's majority of people's goals going into trading, but those aren't legit goals. You are not going to last that long in the market, even if you do show success and profitability quick or later in the market. If your goals are strictly just to become financially free, have time and location freedom, you are mentally not going to last that long in the market. You know, think of it as just like a regular 9 to 5 job. Your regular 9 to 5 job is to be financially straight so you can survive, etc., etc. But you are not going to survive in that job for that long if your only goals and only reasoning for that job is just so you can be financially straight. You're going to want to quit because you don't actually want to do it. You don't love it. You're just doing it so you can be financially straight. Same with trading. If your goals are just to be financially straight at any location, anytime, that's going to get boring. That is going to be severely boring, especially once you hit those goals. It won't take that long to hit the financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. That it won't take that long, so it's going to get very boring really quick, and you want to quit. You're going to try and find something new. You're just ultimately probably more likely to give it up compared to if you had legit goals. Now, what I mean by legit goals, I mean like family, loved ones, people in your life, helping other people out regardless if they're directly in your life or not. Those are legit goals that will actually drive you to doing the right stuff at the right times. The goals that'll put you in your place whenever you feel like doing the opposite of what you know you should be doing, so then you can reach those goals. A lot of my students, they all have kids, they all have families. Those are their big goals. And if those aren't the goals that were originally in their head, I make sure that those are the goals that you should be looking at and focusing on right now. Because ultimately, you want to help your family. You want to help your kids, give them a better life than what you had. You want to retire your parents. You want to do all these things with your family. And those are great goals. And those are the goals that will keep you in the market for the long run and will put you in your place whenever you feel like doing something stupid. So whenever you feel like not following your plan, jumping around different markets, taking multiple trades within a day when you know you shouldn't, risking more than what you know you shouldn't be doing because you can't mentally and physically handle that on the charts, remind yourself that if I do this, if I go against what I know I should be doing, I will never reach the goal. I will never be able to help my family. I will never be able to retire my parents. I'll never be able to do anything for my kids to give them a better life than what I did. And you will let those goals put you in your place whenever you feel like doing something stupid that you shouldn't be doing. But that was step one. Going to step two is discipline. You hear discipline a whole bunch, and not a lot of people have it. Not a lot of people do. I've been blessed with the ability to have just from everything that's gone on within my previous, just past life, et cetera, when I was younger until now. And not a lot of people have discipline. Not a lot of people know how to gain discipline, how to become disciplined, and to put that forth. And that's one of the biggest things within trading. If you aren't disciplined, so to follow your plans, to risk a certain amount that you're comfortable with, or just following overall basic risk management, trading at the right times you should, trading a specific amount, not over trading. If you aren't disciplined to not avoid doing those things, then you will continuously risk more than what you're comfortable with. You will continuously take more trades than you know that you shouldn't be taking. You will consistently not follow your plan. If you can't be disciplined, you just can't move on, point blank, period. And that's not even just within trading as we're talking about right now. That's in with life, period. If you aren't disciplined to do the right stuff within your own household, then your household is going to crumble. with your job. If you're not disciplined enough to wake up at the right time and get to your job early or on time and do what you're supposed to do on the job, if you're not disciplined enough to do that, you're going to get fired. You're never going to get hired. You're never going to get a job. You're never going to get a long lasting job that'll be able to set you straight for whatever is comfortable with you, you know. So discipline isn't just, as we speak now, strictly trading. This is outside of trading, you know. So if you're able to be disciplined outside of trading, you could put that towards trading overall. Not being disciplined will cause you to make stupid decisions. So when you see the market super volatile, oh, news is about to hit. If you're not disciplined enough to tell yourself that we should not be trading right now because there's no telling where price might go, you're going to make a stupid decision and you're going to get screwed over most likely. If you're not disciplined enough to tell yourself that maybe I shouldn't trade today because mentally I'm all over the place because a bunch of stuff has been happening within my life, or I have stuff to do that I'm going to be really busy with at the moment or within the next hour that I don't have time to be spending on trading. I need to get ready and go. You're busy, etc., etc. You're just not mentally or physically there within the charts. If you aren't disciplined enough to tell yourself within that moment that we shouldn't be trading right now because you might make a stupid decision out of emotions, you're going to get screwed over. Step number 3 is going to be self-awareness. Now, before we get to the rest, I know it might seem like these aren't really steps. These are just kind of just like, like mentoring type thing. Like I'm just telling you like what you should be doing mentally, physically outside the charts. These are the steps. If you do not follow these steps in terms of having goals, being disciplined, what I'm about to get to is being self-aware and everything else that I'm about to bring about in this video. Those are the steps that need to be taken. Those are the steps that you need to reach, grab, and continue forth. Otherwise, you just won't move forward in a timely manner, we'll say. But step 3 is going to be self-awareness. Now, again, just like the discipline, I've been blessed with the ability to just be very self-aware of myself and everything that I do, whether I mess up or whatever, just from everything that has happened within my life and putting that forth in the charts, and especially within myself, if I do something that I'm not supposed to be doing or if I take a loss, is one of the best attributes that you can have in terms of improving from your losses. So with the self-awareness, what I mainly talk about that within is just overall when you take your losses and being self-aware of yourself, your emotions in the moment, and the overall chart. So we'll start off with, if you take a loss, some people take losses, and a lot of people take losses in a really bad way and they beat themselves up about it. And it just completely screws them over mentally and just deprives their confidence within their own self and just destroys their understanding of the markets fully. And to be more self-aware of your losses is to see if, okay, you actually did something wrong or not. If you aren't self-aware of your own self when it comes to taking losses, you won't ever learn. So, and what I mean by self-aware, I mean like, okay, you take a loss, you're self-aware of the facts that you did these things wrong. If you didn't do these things, you could have actually won the trade. And you were self-aware of your own self, realizing that you did these things wrong, so let's not do that the next time, which is going to be even easier to understand and be able to notice that when you're more self-aware of your own self and your own actions. And then self-aware of the losses that you take that weren't your fault, because you did everything that you were supposed to and you took the loss. It is what it is. That's what we call a good loss. You be aware of the fact that you did everything correct, and you be aware of the fact that you did stuff wrong. And in either aspect, you learn from it and you move forward and you improve. And that's how you build off of that. On the charts, being self-aware is being self-aware of everything in the moment, right now, looking at price, being aware of prices jolting down. Oh, we have an area that price could stop at and reverse or consolidate or continue downwards. Being aware of everything within the charts, not just from previous chart ups from the night before, previous chart ups from an hour or two before you took the trade, even within the market after you've already had everything set up. Being self-aware of how price is actually moving, where price is actually going, where price actually plans on actually going. That all comes from being self-aware. So not only being self-aware within your own self, but being self-aware of everything going on within the charts. And then lastly, with the self-awareness is overall your emotions. So like I brought up with the discipline thing, if you can be self-aware of the fact that you're feeling anxious, you're feeling worrisome, you're feeling doubtful, if you're able to be aware of that, don't trade. Either close the charts and open it back up later, or don't trade at all. So being aware of the fact that you're being emotional, you feel emotional. I've had a lot of trades where I'll notice that I feel a ton of adrenaline. I feel very anxious. My heart's beating like rapid, like it's about to come out of my chest. Those are the moments that you shouldn't be trading because you are feeling very anxious right now. And, a lot of that can maybe come from you're risking too much. Or again, you just haven't taken the time to fully be aware of everything that's going on within the market right now. So being self-aware not only within yourself whenever you take losses and take wins, but also being self-aware on the charts and being self-aware of your emotions in the moment before, during, and after you take your trades is another step that you need to take and reach in terms of moving forward and improving a lot quicker and mentally and physically within the charts and trading overall. The fourth step that you have to take to become a profitable, successful trader quicker, whether that's within a year, the first year, second year of your overall trading journey, is focus. Focus was something that I learned a little later on within my trading journey, more within my beginner side, and it's overall focus. Now, what I mean by focus is you're not focused on what you need to be paying attention to right now. So you might have in your watch list 15 different stocks or 15 different Forex pairs or 15 different index markets, cryptocurrencies, futures, ETFs, whatever. You might have 15,000 different just assets, and you're constantly going back and forth between every single one. That is depriving your focus. You need to pick one market and focus on that. I used to have tons of markets on my watch list, and I used to go back and forth in between all of them and take trades on each and every single one of them and have like 6 trades going from 6 different currency pairs when I was trading Forex. And I would just go back and forth. And some of them I'd lose, most of them I'd win, etc., but I'm not focused. Understanding that I need to focus on one market, one section of everything, especially when it comes to just entering. So focusing on the entry time frames, focusing on that one specific market, focusing on that one specific trade right now is what you need to do. Again, a lot of people try to take multiple trades at the same time. That is not going to help. You're going to deprive your focus because the one trade that you put a ton of time into, that you were focused on, beautiful setup, beautiful trade outlook, etc., you're going to completely forget about, and you're no longer going to be focused on because now you're trying to focus on this trade that you're trying to put in right now when you should just stick with the first one that you're doing. And the moment that I learned that is the moment that I cut back all the markets that I had or all the currency pairs that I had from like 6 to like 3. I would only pick one specific market, and what I would do within that or one currency pair was whichever one is actually aligned within all time frames. So market structure, market analysis, making sure all the time frames are aligned, so they're all selling or they're all buying. Whichever one is aligned is the one that I'm going to specifically trade, and that's the only one that I'm going to focus on. You cannot focus on multiple things. You can't have, let's say we have a ball here, and there's 15 different things within that ball. You're trying to focus on each and every single one of them. Guess what? Your energy is going to drop. You're going to feel deprived, and you're going to feel powerless. You'll have no energy. You'll just be completely dead. Compared to if you just focus on this one market, other than the multiple time frames you have to go through for the analysis, focus on this one time frame for your entries. Focus on this one specific trade that you're about to take, that you're in right now, and that you're about to exit. You focus on one thing, and then once that's finished, then you can move on to the next thing and focus on specifically that. I cannot focus on the markets if I'm also focused on what I'm doing on my phone. I can't focus on the markets if I'm focused on what might be going on within the house, what I might be having going on within the next hour or the next day. I can't be focused on all that stuff because I'm going to feel deprived, and overall I'm not going to be completely focused on the charts. If I do not give 100% of all my energy and all my focus to the charts on trade day, then I will not be able to produce the successful and profitable side within myself. If you put all 100% of your focus, time, patience, and energy towards the market on your trade day, do not worry or focus on anything else, just strictly the charts. That's where you'll see the profitability. That's where you'll see your success, is when you stop branching off your energy and branching off your focus, everything you're focused on, onto 15,000 different things, and you focus specifically on this one thing. That's what's going to show that profitability. Because once you completely focus on this one thing, that's when you'll actually be able to open your eyes and be aware of everything, because now you're not looking at the charts, checking your phone, texting this person, woo, woo, woo. You're just focused on the chart, so you're able to see everything and pay attention to everything. So focus is another step that you really got to reach and really got to obtain, grab, move forward, and improve from. That'll really show that profitability and success within your own self. All right, step 5 is, honestly, we've had a couple of big steps that we just went over, but one of the, I'm probably going to continue to say this throughout the video till it's finished, but one of the biggest steps that you have to eventually get to, which you'll eventually get to, is your mental state, your overall emotional aspect, your just mental stability. How strong is your mindset? How strong is your psychology? Which plays into or branches off into your discipline and self-awareness. You know, so not having a strong mindset is probably, if not most likely, the biggest cause of why most traders don't succeed and don't show any profitability or success within years in the market, is having a terrible mindset, which plays into a lot of the stuff that I went over. It's all mindset. It's all mental. A lot of people think that trading is all charts. You have to make sure that you find the best strategy, have multiple strategies, and pick the finally, eventually, after going through 16 different strategy types, pick the one that works with you, or still use all of them. Focus on all these things. Just focus specifically on the charts, your strategy, woo, woo, woo. No. Trading is 80%, if not more, emotions, mental, psychology, and the other 20%, if not less, is the charts. It does not take that long to understand your strategy, to place a couple of zones of areas and then wait for price to reject from it and then enter into your trade. That is not hard. That's why when I first started trading a month and a half in, I jumped straight to a live account, because I already learned it. It was not that hard. I put in a bunch of time and effort within that month and a half going to the live account, and I thought I had it, because at the moment I was only thinking that trading is strictly the charts, strictly the strategy. The moment, as long as I can draw out these zones perfectly in the right time frames and enter the trades at the right time, then we're good. I can make bank. And completely screwed over. And I had to realize I need to go back to my demo account and spend my first 6 months, within my trading journey practicing my demo stuff. And that within there, that's when I started learning more about the mental side, the psychological side. And that was the biggest switch for me. Halfway into my 6-month period of demo trading, so as a beginner, is when all the mental stuff and the psychological videos I started seeing more, learning more, and then putting forth. And that's what switched everything. And I went from having red days and red weeks to fully positive, making 4, 5, 6 figures within a day. And that was overall just understanding the mental side. Again, trading is, honestly, I'm going to shoot to say, more than 80% emotions and 20% charts. Think about it. What ultimately drives your decision making when you go to take a trade isn't your strategy, isn't the setup, isn't how the market's looking today. It isn't the volatility and volume within the market. It isn't the news that just hit. It isn't a manipulation. It's your emotions. When news hits and gives you a really big candle that just keeps continuing, it isn't your strategy, setup, and overall outlook and volume that causes you to decide to enter in the trade. It's your emotions. And what do your emotions branch off with within trading, which is overall within life? Greed, lack of patience, and worry. FOMO. Those are the biggest ones within trading that will like kill you in every aspect within these markets. So focusing on your mental, building a better mindset. If you do not have the right mindset, the mindset of a top 1 to 5% trader who succeeds and is actually profitable, that's how you move forward. Again, everything that I mentioned earlier is all mindset. You focus on the goals, having correct and the right goals that'll keep you in the market, not stuff that's not goals focused on money, goals that are focused on family and loved ones, stuff that'll actually put you in your place whenever you decide to make stupid decisions. Being disciplined, being self-aware. Those are all mindset stuff, and we're not even done. I still got a couple of things just to throw out. I think maybe like one or two more little steps and a little announcement at the end of the video. And it's all mental, it's all mindset. I have a ton of students who had terrible mindsets and terrible mental, and the moment I enlighten them on overall having a better mindset and how to view a lot of things, even losses. Again, losses are the big things that'll kill your mental state. Boom, switched. Psh, numbers skyrocket. Absolutely beautiful. And they're still fresh in the market. And they're getting close to the stage where they can be jumping into live accounts soon, which I would suggest for anyone who started trading, wait till 6 months. Do 6 months of just demo, paper trading, practice, build a better mindset, mental, show success and profitability within that demo account, and then jump to that live account. Boom, there you go. And the sixth step, hopefully number 6, is going to be desensitization. And what I mean by desensitization is the money aspect. A lot of people focus on the money aspect too much. I've had a lot of people that I've tried to put on the trading, whether they were friends, family. I've tried to put them on because it can be very great and very beneficial. And it's always, how much do I need to start? Which is an okay question to ask, because I mean, it's your money. You want to figure out how much you need to save up with. But then it's always followed up with, if I put this much in, how much can I make? How much can I flip this? And thinking like that, focusing on the money too early and too much, even if it's later on within your trading journey, you focus on the money too much and you don't desensitize yourself from that early on within your trading journey, you are going to be consistently and constantly thinking about the money aspect. But if you do not focus on the process and you focus on the outcome instead of the process, then you will blind yourself when it comes to doing the process. So doing the process, going through the process, is setting up your trades, getting the right overview of everything, and taking your trade and executing it. That's the process. The outcome is whatever you earn from successfully winning the trade. That's the outcome, whether it's a win or a loss. If you focus on the win and the loss, if you focus on the money before, during, and after you take the trade, then you are going to blind yourself to what you need to do for the process, which is all the setup. So if I'm thinking, I want to make $10,000 a day, I want to make $10,000 a day, and I'm only thinking about wanting to make $10,000 a day, then as I'm setting up, as I'm getting emotionally straight to take my trade, subconsciously, I'm filling my mind with, I need to make 10K. I need to make 10K. I need to make 10K, which is going to cause me to make a stupid decision, whether that's take a trade super early, jump into a trade, or try to hold a trade longer, because I'm so focused on the outcome and wanting to reach that outcome quicker than focusing on the process. It's all within God's timing. Honestly, screw all the steps. Ultimately, you just need God. You put God in the picture, you give him your all, he'll give you his all, and you'll be able to do everything that you need to. You feel what I'm saying? Biggest thing and the best thing for me and that I put out is simply just that. Not even all these steps, strictly just God. But within the steps, desensitizing yourself from the money. So regardless if you started trading today, yesterday, 5 minutes ago, 5 months ago, 5 years ago, and obviously you're not showing no probability of success, desensitize yourself from the money. You will never reach your goals, whether that's for your family, kids, yourself, whatever. You will never reach those goals if you are focused on the money. You will never do that. You will never touch the outcome if you focus on the outcome too early and too quickly. Again, when I first started trading, originally I was doing great, avoiding the thinking about the money aspect, avoiding focusing on the money and stuff like that. Because when I started, is watching the same stuff that everyone else started, is, oh, it's a money glitch, trading's a money glitch, just seeing that. Which is the sad thing about the trading community, is everything's just related to the money aspect, but in our reality, most of them folks aren't even touching the money aspect that they put out. And they're mainly getting that from their mentorships or courses or whatever, charging obscene prices. Um, but, eventually jumping, a month and a half in, thinking that I knew it all, I started thinking about too much about the money. I started thinking way too much in detail and doing too much math with, okay, if I was making this much a day, I could make this much a week, plus the checks that I get from my current 9 to 5 job. And at the end of the month, I can have this much, which then I could buy this really nice car right off the rip to replace the car that I have right now that still works perfectly fine. And I could do that. Dang, I could really get this really nice expensive car, or I could really get this really nice car, and it's not even that expensive, especially if I'm only making $300 a day or $250 a day on top of the work checks that I get. I was doing way too much math. I was focusing way too much on the outcome. I was focusing way too much on the money because I was not desensitized enough to it. I was not desensitized enough towards the money. And I started thinking too much. And I started focusing too much on all the materialistic crap other than just the money. All the stuff that comes with needing money. And then I jumped straight into a live account. I lost like $500+, which isn't anything crazy. A lot of people lose significantly more than that trying to jump straight into a live account. But I lost like $500 something. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I learned from it. I severely learned from it. And I moved forward, desensitizing myself from the money, not focusing on it. So if you're going years on end, you still aren't showing any profitability or success, think about your goals and think about your desensitization. Are you still thinking about the money too much? Whenever you take your trades, is the reason why you don't take these trades or feel worrisome when you're in the trades and close them too early or try to hold them for too long? Is it because of your understanding of the market, or is it because you're still focused on the money too much? So desensitize yourself and you'll see a complete difference, especially in your mental state. And then the last one, step 7, is going to be overall emotional suppression. So the biggest emotions that you will see that I've gone through, that everyone goes through within the market, that everyone goes through within life, because it's even brought up within the Bible. You feel what I'm saying? And ultimately, following God's word helps you even more suppressing those emotions. Is the main emotion that you'll see is going to be FOMO, worry, doubt, greed, stress, and anger. Those 6 different emotions are the emotions that will kill you in these markets. You will kill yourself within these markets if you do not suppress them. Ultimately, within myself, I suppress them even more to a point where they don't even exist with the help of God. You can even watch all the trade. I post all my trades live every single day on Instagram. You can literally watch me. I'll just sit there with absolutely no emotion on my face, like I'm nonchalant. Absolutely nothing on my face. And that's just how you need to be, regardless if you take a loss or a win, whatever. You take a win, great. You took a loss, great. We learned from it, whatever. And suppressing yourself from that, the reason why I say suppress and not get rid of it is because think of a suppressor. You put a suppressor on a gun. It doesn't completely get rid of the sound, but it dials it down to where it's not as noticeable. You suppress your emotions to a point where, okay, your emotions aren't completely gone, just like the noise of a gun isn't completely gone, but it's dialed down to a point to where it's not that noticeable. So if you have an issue with anger, so you get really angry whenever you take a trade, so you try to revenge trade, suppress that. You take a loss, turn off your computer, break it if you have to. Because if you allow yourself to be submerged within anger, you're going to continuously make stupid decisions and enter into positions until one of the positions makes your money back and some. So suppress it. Dial it back. Dial it down to a point where you don't even notice it. Greed. Again, you're not desensitized to the money. You're focused on the money too much and you haven't even seen it. You won't even see it because you're still focused on it so much. If you really want that outcome, which in the process will be the money, so then you could primarily put that towards your big goals, your actual goals, family, loved ones, etc., etc. You need to desensitize yourself from the money. Completely forget about the money, because if you're focused on the money too much, not only are you going to over leverage, and I mean over leverage with a bad mental state in terms of a lack of understanding and not even being able to mentally and physically handle risking 50% or more of your account on the charts. You won't be able to mentally handle that. You're just going to be skittish. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That's what I mean by you won't be able to mentally handle that. So that grade is going to cause you to risk more than what you are mentally and physically comfortable with. And it's also going to cause you to make stupid decisions. So entering and taking more trades than what you need to take. You don't need more than one trade. Max maybe 2 trades a day. You do not need to be trading. So taking too many trades in a day. Risking way too much than what you're comfortable with. And then ultimately holding trades for longer than what you need to. And this is a big thing. I always relate to it in some aspect. It's something my English teacher brought up, which is called sunk cost. Gangsta Brad, if you're seeing this, love you, man. But it's called sunk cost. And I brought this up to one of my newer students. And essentially, what sunk cost is when something is going wrong, something is going bad, instead of trying to reset and start from the beginning, you try to hold on to it, hoping that it gets better because you put so much time and effort into it that you don't want to start from the beginning. Your trade, you spent hours on end or the night before doing a huge setup, and then you created a bias, which you really shouldn't be doing because you never know what the market's going to do. And you put in so much time and effort towards eventually taking that trade, and the market is going in the opposite direction. And instead of closing the position, you try to hold on to it because you are so stuck in your own mindset. You are stuck in the fact that you think it's going to go long, it's going to go long, it's going to continue buying, that you hold on to it, sunk cost, when you should just close it and restart. So then you can move forward and improve instead of holding on to it, because guess what's just going to happen? It's just going to get worse and worse and worse. There's a reason why it's called sunk cost. It's going to continue sinking all the way down. And that's with life overall, and then playing that within the charts. And I don't mean that quite literally like the market's just going to sink all the way down. You know, it can, but I don't mean it like that, you know. And overall, having a bias. You really shouldn't have a bias when you go into the market. A lot of people, and this plays into making plans, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, this. My bias is we're going to go long today. We're going to go long. And guess what? The market does the complete opposite and doesn't give you any form of a setup and possibility that you could go long. You should clearly be shorting right now. But because of sunk cost, you were so focused on the fact that you put so much time and effort towards this setup and this belief, the bias that you're going to go long today, you're so stuck on that you continuously allow yourself to think that, oh, we're still going to go long, we're still going to go long, we're still going to go long, even though price is clearly sinking down below and you should not be trying to take any buy positions. You're in a trade because you spend so long focusing on the process and doing all this setup for the trade, and it starts going bad. You hold on to the trade even though it keeps getting worse, worse, and worse. And in both aspects, you need to restart. Think of a recipe. You're trying to create this little dish, and it keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. But you continue to try to hold on to what you've already made because you spent so much time and effort and put so much money towards it, even. And you try your best to make it better and to flip it and, oh, it can get better when it's clearly not. And you should just simply restart the recipe. Just restart. Start over again. Realize your mistakes, improve from them, realize the things that you did good, continue them, and move forward. And that's how you have to do it. But yeah, overall, those are my steps in terms of becoming a profitable, successful trader within your first year to 2 years. A lot of people think that, oh, the reason why 95 to 99% of traders don't succeed and they fail is, oh, because trading's super hard, it's super hard. It's not. The reason why 99 to 95% of people fail is because they don't focus on the mental aspect. Learning a strategy, placing a couple of zones based off what the candle looks like, and then waiting for price to give you a long wick projection, whatever, wait for it to break this area, then we enter. That is not hard. That is honestly the easiest part of trading. The hardest part is being disciplined towards following your plan, being disciplined towards not allowing your emotions to lead you. God says don't be led by your emotions. Guess what happens in the charts when you're led by your emotions? You make stupid decisions. You risk more than what you're comfortable with. You try to hold trades longer than when you should. You get greedy. You get angry when you take losses and try to make your money back. You get emotional. You get so worrisome and doubtful that you lose confidence within your own self and you miss the opportunities that you should be taking. It's all mental. It is all mental. I hope that you watched the video throughout and realize that, and just look back within your own self. Do a realization, a self-actualization, as I say within my own stuff, is self-actualize yourself. Are you doing these things? And if so, those are most likely, if not most definitely, the reasons why you have not seen any success and you have not seen any form of profitability, regardless of how long you spend in the market. But look back at your own self after watching this video. If you're doing these things or doing the opposite of what you should be doing within these steps, then you need to reevaluate yourself. You need to reset. Just like the sunk cost, you need to reset instead of holding on to it because clearly it is not getting any better. You need to reset and restart, relearn, redo everything, and then continue, move forward, strive. And that's where you're going to see a complete switch within your own self. Guess what? Mentorship still around. Still got 2 free 1.5-hour sessions. Go do that. My students have been killing it. Here's some of their progress that I put in right here. Students have been killing it this week, especially my main man, Jason. Props to you, big dog. Killing the market this week. But yeah, come join the mentorship. Got 2 free 1.5-hour sessions. You are not risking a single thing. There is no prepayment, no nothing. It's just 2 free 1.5-hour sessions. If you like what it is and you want to move forward, max you might spend is 25 sessions, $15 to $25 a session, depending on if you want to spend an hour, hour and a half, or 2 hours. But before you even reach all of that, because you don't even have to go do anything after that, at least take those 2 free 1.5-hour sessions, see if you even like me. And you're not saying if I'm the right teacher for you, we can move forward. That's what I'm saying. But a lot of my students have been showing tons of profitability and just complete gain and success and everything like that, regardless if they just started trading or have been longer within the markets, And then obviously my Discord is completely free. All the call out signals that I do is completely free because I'm not about to charge you money just in case. I'm not about to charge you money and still take a loss. That's stupid. So that's completely free. The Discord's free, and the server signals calls, those are all free. I've had this Discord open for about 2 months. We've only taken like 3 losses. So it's a lot of wins and a lot less losses. You can like, subscribe, go to the gram, whatever you want to do. Just trying to help some people out. I'll see y'all.